What's going on, guys? This is John Zaccari, and today I want to talk about the Nintendo Switch reportedly becoming Nintendo's best-selling system ever. Well, at least in terms of launch. Even though no official numbers to my knowledge have been released yet for the Switch, Nintendo of America President Reggie Fils-Aimé has stated that it has surpassed the launch record previously held by the Wii. Now, that's it, right? Console war's over, Nintendo wins, it's the best. The Switch is going to do better than the Wii, it will outsell everyone in lifetime sales, 1 million games are going to be released on it. We're all good, we can pick up, and I've got nothing to criticize Nintendo about ever again. Yeah, right. While this is a good thing for Nintendo, showcasing that there is at least a relatively wide interest in the system, it doesn't mean anything as far as the long term. For one, we just had a simultaneous worldwide release. The system came out pretty much everywhere on March 3rd. Many consoles typically stagger their release dates, popping up in different regions at different times. So wow, the one that was available everywhere on the same day did big numbers. I'm shocked. Now, I'm not going to write that off as the sole factor because obviously it's just not. The system was also paired with Breath of the Wild, which I'd argue is possibly the best launch game I've ever played. I mean, usually launch games are pretty meh, and we see things get better as developers get more and more used to the hardware, often seeing some of the best titles later in a system's life. After setting such a high bar, if we see this trend continue on the Switch, where games just get better and better, like holy shit, are we in store for an amazing library. But as of right now, while amazing, Zelda is pretty much it. Honestly, I've played Bomberman and felt like it was just okay. We don't have much beyond that, games like 1-2 Switch and a bunch of indies, many of which have been available on past consoles. Thankfully, Zelda does have a lot of game in it, which can hopefully hold most people over until a few more major titles come out. But as I've stated in past videos, these next few months just really don't have much going on in terms of major game releases. I'm sorry boys, games like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe don't excite me personally, and let's be honest, if Mario Kart 8 didn't sell someone on the Wii U, I don't think a deluxe version is going to sell someone on the Switch. So with that in mind, I think keeping that hype alive is going to be rough for Nintendo over the next few months. But I guess as of now, that's actually kind of fine because it's not like Nintendo has Switches really to sell you even if you want one. Yeah, I remember when I raised my concerns about the number of consoles they plan to ship, mentioning problems Nintendo has had in the past. All the keyboard warriors coming at me. Yeah, here we are. Finally, we had a new Nintendo system with a clear marketing message accompanied by a stellar launch title, and people thought I was crazy for saying we were going to have a stock problem. Hopefully Nintendo can get more on the shelves soon, because I do feel bad for people who want to play Zelda, say, on the Switch, or don't even have a Wii U to play it on, because they are missing out on what will easily be a Game of the Year candidate. But also, Nintendo is missing out on this hype. Again, this game is getting tons of praise, high review scores, and of course that's making people want to experience it. But let's be realistic, as with most things, other games are going to come around, and then they'll be the flavor of the week. And once the talk of Zelda starts to die down, let's be honest, we probably won't see a game generating this level of interest for the Switch until Mario Odyssey, and that doesn't come out until this holiday. So what can Nintendo do to keep this hype alive? I think there's a few relatively small things. One, as always, let's get that virtual console going, Nintendo, Jesus. Especially with games upscaled in HD, playable on either the TV or on the go, the Switch Virtual Console would be easily the most bang for people's buck out of all the virtual consoles they've done so far, and would probably get some people to buy these titles who've previously passed on them on older virtual consoles. And while we probably aren't going to see any surprise releases over the next few months at least, we will likely see some big game announcements. Yeah, hopefully Nintendo will get back to their old ways, with consistent Nintendo Directs that continually give us something to look forward to in terms of new game releases, and please, something beyond indie titles. I know people want to comment, oh, just because you don't like indie titles. I like indie titles, okay? You need more than that. I don't want to play side-scrolling pixelated platformers on my new console all day, every day. I want bigger, more expansive titles. And most other people do too. I'm sorry. And of course, E3 2017 draws nearer every day. I mean, I want to hear things like what Retro Studios has been working on, among other major franchise returns, cough, Monster Hunter, cough, and perhaps another new IP after the smashing success of Splatoon. I can only imagine Nintendo is more open to trying new things. Some big E3 reveals in a few months would be sure to spike more interest in the console after it'll likely be waning up until that point. Also, there's this online service, the paid online service. Nintendo needs this thing to come out of the gate strong. Hopefully it runs pretty smooth when it goes into full swing, because that can really be a major turn on or off for a lot of players out there, and surely those who are holding off on the Switch will be paying attention to how well games like Splatoon 2 perform online. And before I close, I do want to give a nod to the indies, as yes, good ones can help pad the number of releases in any given month or week. I just don't like seeing long stretches where they're the only option. But I would like to see more things like this Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus physical release. I truly don't think any fan base is more of a sucker for nostalgia than Nintendo fans, and I've heard quite a few people interested in picking up this physical card with box and full game manual for the Switch. Sure, it costs more to produce, but I think any indie devs out there considering a physical version of their games should consider the Switch, as I just think it would be a great place to do these types of things on, just business-wise, as I think that's where you're going to get some of the most interest. Even if you do have to charge more money, I do think there's an audience for them here. So yeah, while there likely aren't going to be many new major releases added to the Switch in the near future at least, there are some things Nintendo can do to keep that excitement surrounding the system alive. And with that, this video's a wrap. Let me know your thoughts on the spectacular sales of the Switch in the comments. Did it surprise you? And what do you think Nintendo can do to maintain that interest? As always, I'm Zaccari, and thanks for watching.